Soil is the continuous breaking of rocks into small pieces due to weathering, and these pieces are further breaks into tiny particles that becomes soil. This is physical, chemical and biological process which involve in soil formation, and it takes thousands of years to for even a thin layer of soil to form. Now let's see the soil profile. This you can see near the roadside when it is cut up. What is soil profile? Soil profile, the horizontal layer which comes clearly visible when a vertical section of the soil is exposed. Now let's see about the soil profile. Here is a picture of soil profile. At the over the layers of the at the base is the lowest level of the profile. This is the bedrock, and this is unweathered rock, so it is known as parent rock. Over it is partially weathered rocks. Above it is the third layer, that is the subsoil, which is made of finer particles of rocks and silts and clay. The topmost layer is the topsoil, which consists of clay, silt, sand and humus. Now what are these humus? Humus are the decomposed organic materials of dead animals and plants that remains in the soil and makes this soil fertile. Okay. Now let's know about soil erosion. What is soil erosion? Okay, soil erosion is referred to the washing away of the top layer of the soil by various agents like running water, natural agents, also human beings responsible for it like running water, wind, etc. Now the sheet erosion and the gully erosion are the two most common ways of soil erosion. There are a heavy rainfall. When there is heavy rainfall, then water is flowing fast, and as the rainwater runs from the empty land, it washes up the top layer of the soil, due to which the sheet erosion occurs. When the rainwater in a region flows down the slope, making deep and narrow furrows, it is known as gully erosion. Such gullies make the land unfit for cultivation and result in the formation of badlands, as the Chambal Valley of Madhya Pradesh. Soil erosion also refers to the loss of fertility of the soil. As we have seen, this top layer is made of humus. If the rainwater washes this layer away, then the fertility of the land is gone. This soil erosion also occurs due to human beings' misuse of their nature by cutting down of trees, forests, also overgrazing of animals. If people leave their animals in a particular piece of land daily, then due to grazing, the soil becomes loose, and as the soil becomes loose, when strong winds or rainwater flows over it, it takes away the topsoil. So these are few reasons of soil erosion. Now for conserving soil, what can we do? First and foremost, we have to find a method to stop this soil erosion. Now farmers, they tills or plows the field along with the contours of the land rather than tilling up and down the slope. Counter tilling is practiced in hilly areas rather than in plains. Why? It prevents the soil from being washed away by water or by surface runoff, as the counter acts as a bund. Now what is counter? That is, they put a I don't have a picture here, I will give you. The counter also facilitates the percolation of water into the soil. Next is terrace farming. Now in the hilly areas, the mountains are sloped. It is this type of slope, and it's this type of slope water flows away easily. So in such slopes, the farmers cut the slopes into staircases, and so it is known as terrace farming. Since the land is flat and since the land is made flat It reduces the surface runoff, thereby preventing erosion. It also facilitates the absorption of water into the soil. Terrace cultivation is very common in hilly slopes, mountain slopes all over the world. Next is strip cropping. What is strip? Strip cropping is multi-cropping, where plantation crops on narrow strips of land, which alternate with strips that contain soil protecting plants, such as bushes or trees. Another method of strip cropping is to plant different crops in different strips. There are different strips. Now here is a picture of terrace farming. Now in a strip, for instance, this is a terrace farming, but I am making you understand. If in this strip one plantation is done, so in the other strip they put something different, so that the farmer can get more crops in one farming only, rather than only one crop. Counterbunding. What is counterbunding? It is a method where soil is conserved by making bunds or walls or embankments. That means if this is the soil, they make a heaps of soil so that the wind do not blow that soil. For instance, if this is a land, I will make heap of mud like this surrounding this land. Then the wind cannot blow it out and it will remain there. This is known as counterlining, to prevent water from running out of the cultivated field and also preventing erosion. Next is afforestation. That means if we cut one tree, we should plant new trees. If we plant more new trees, then the soil erosion that is occurred due to the cutting of plants will be stopped. As we know, the roots of the trees act as the protector or holder of the older soil. As they go deeper, longer into the ground, the networks inside the soil holds the soil in a particular place during rainy season. This also aids in water retention capacity of the soil. Moreover, trees act as a vegetative cover for the soil, which prevents the topsoil from being blown away by the wind. It is also effective means to increase forest cover. The use of eco-friendly fertilizer and planting of indigenous trees and shrubs are significantly helpful in soil conservation. In many of the places, the people surround their field with different crops like mehendi and other small bushes, so that the land is not exposed to the wind. If wind is blowing, then these bushes will stop the top layer of the soil to leave the land. Now let's come to crop rotation. What is crop rotation? It is another way of effective way to conservation of soil. Now, if a land is used for a particular type of farming, then the same type of crop grown year after year makes the fertility of the soil decrease. So, to prevent the decline of the fertility, different crops are planted in a sequentially and systematically manner. So, different crops have different requirements and soil nutrients, and so differ in their abilities to extract specific nutrients from the soil. Therefore, generally a nutrient depleting crop is grown one season, and the other year nutrient supplying crops is grown. For example, in India, groundnut and cereals such as maize and wheat are cultivated in rotation. Land where maize is grown, next year it is used to cultivate wheat. Then the mineral of the soil is rejuvenated. What is fallowing? Fallowing is a method in which the land is prepared to rest in order to rejuvenate itself for a period of time. It is in fact the nature way of getting back the natural nutrient lost over a period of time for continuous cultivation. Fallowing permits the moisture content of the soil to increase also. Moreover, in those lands to protect the soil from washing away from water and wind, grasses and small plants and bushes are grown. The general improvement of the structure of the texture of the soil also takes place. Now, soil organisms like earthworm, other insects, they find their way into the undisturbed soil and they build up the fertility by the organic waste of their body. Next. As I told you that continuous grazing of a particular piece of land makes the soil loose and exposed to the wind and erosion. So, a piece of land should not be used regularly for grazing. Land made for grazing of cattle should be specially selected and fenced with small bushes so that the soil is not eroded away by water or wind. So, the chapter is completed.